We're just like a few days out from these two runoff elections. They're going to determine in Georgia the state of the Senate going forward. And obviously, you know, a lot of money is being spent. A lot of people are voting, and we're going to get to those numbers. You also have Donald Trump, who's going to be visiting there today to try to boost turnout, make sure as many people vote as possible for David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler. In the meantime, though, some of Trump's biggest allies and advocates, people like Lin Wood, who is a legitimate crazy person, and there's no reason why in a rational country this person would be mentioned on a news show, but unfortunately, this person has quickly gained almost 900,000 Twitter followers by advocating for Donald Trump's lawsuits opposing the recent election. But it isn't always going in the direction that Trump would necessarily want. Take a look at this recent tweet from Linwood. He says, I have received much criticism for demanding that Georgia fix the 11-3 fraud before we vote in 1-5 runoff. In full disclosure, I am not a fan of any of the 4 candidates in Senate runoff. Communists or China compromised, in my opinion. He means all of them. The Democrats and the Republicans. The communist Chinese have taken all of them because, of course, I just want an honest election, don't you? Attached to that tweet, he has this diagram. We're only going to show you part of it. There's a lot going on here. You can find it if you want. But he shows, like, they believe this Dominion software, which was like nowhere, is designed to steal votes and to pad the Democrats' numbers. And so he has a theory. And the theory is that if nobody on the Republican side goes and votes, if they totally boycott it, the software, which stole a presidential election in his mind, is going to be fooled into deducting more Republican votes than there are. There will be negative Republican votes, and then the fraud will be revealed to all because it'll be so obvious. And I say that because in the graphic he shared, it says the fraud will be so obvious, even though he says the fraud is obvious now. So, like, why would it need to be more obvious? But anyway, he thinks the software is sophisticated enough to steal a presidential election in a way that no judge can detect, and that the DOJ, under Barr, says didn't happen. But it's stupid enough that if you just don't vote as a Republican, it's going to go negative somehow. And I don't even know what that would look like. But he says, here's the most interesting part of this. All that's crazy. All that's crazy. He says then we will then get new conservative senators because for some reason, Kemp, the governor of Georgia, as well as the candidates, will be arrested. Because bear in mind, he's not just saying the Democrats have set up this system and stolen everything. He's implying the Republican candidates have stolen it. So he wants all of them to be arrested. And then we get new senators after he succeeds in getting enough people to boycott the vote. This is Trump's guy. This is Trump's buddy who wants Trump to be president. He wants the guys Trump is going to stump for to be arrested.
You know, I gotta say, one of the things I do like about 2020 is the emergence of Lin Wood. Like, I love these like weird B-movie villains like Lin Wood and Sidney Powell, who you're like, ooh, very much. It is really central casting. It is really like, again, he looks like an uncle impersonating Donald Trump, and just like, selling out birthday parties, bro. And then somehow he like winged that into actually being like more legitimized. He got on news outlets and such. But this graphic is incredible because it says the fraud will be so obvious that SCOTUS can then invalidate the presidential election. Like that if you don't vote, the machine will be like, "Buh," and then it'll show. Machines are real silly. I've seen The Mandalorian, the droids, you can't trust them. And then it shows it negative, and then SCOTUS gonna be like, "Ba-king," and then you're gonna arrest the Perdue and Loeffler. Like, yeah, first of all, arrest Loeffler, but like for insider trading.
Totally. And Perdue for insider trading.
And for Perdue for insider trading. But this, obviously, it is. I'm not sure that he's not a plant, I guess is also what I'm saying. Like in the past, I think he supported Democratic candidates. He's like raised money for Democratic candidates. I don't know if they were like Democratic decoy primary weirdo candidates that sometimes the Republicans do while they're like support some weird Democrat just to like steal votes away, or if he's, an actual plant. because it feels too bizarre to not be a plant.
So bizarre. By the way, yeah, and he, like, we're really focusing on this crazy theory of his, but he's one of those saying that, like, there's something with Q and the bombing in Nashville and stuff like that. But also, really, I want you to realize how the incentives work out there. This person, in like 6 weeks, has more reach and more followers than like me and Francesca and add a couple people. Like, after years of just doing our job, which is just like trying to like care and cover the news in a serious fashion, you can just, well, semi-serious. You can just say crazy stuff you can imagine, and you will absolutely explode. And that is how it works. Say crazy, radical, insane things, take off like a rocket.
Yeah. We know that, John.
Like
we know that very well.
Nashville. Exactly.
I'm gonna jump on that Chinese rocket. Look, if this doesn't work out, sorry, bro. I'm going full blown. I'm gonna pretend like I was a plant from the beginning. Obviously, I'll throw TYT under the bus. Just kidding. Never do that. Fam. But yes, first of all, 900. All of these followers, a lot of them are fake. Let's just remember that. I know it's so hard when you go.
If they are.
I
don't know that.
There are ways. There are ways to make folks look real when they're actually not real.
Okay.
So I wouldn't get too jelly over there because I see you thirsting over his followers, John.
Oh, I am. Anyway, no, not just him. Like it's amazing that I really wish there was more. Like, there are people who have, like, you know, right-wing podcasts or YouTube shows, or like they're on Newsmax, that, like, I've literally never heard of these people. And I can't imagine someone watching their content or listening to content for more than 4 seconds and, like, massive reach. So something's going on.
Tell them the lies they want to believe. I mean, this is the thing, is like, tell people the lies they want to believe, and it comes from the right more often, because the right is, I mean, look, there's a reason that the right wins at this, because when you believe in fascism, when you don't believe in the truth, when you just believe in turning everyone into a groveling work 3 jobs, no healthcare benefits, no labor unions, no protections, hey, it turns out it's real easy to unify your message and to just lie to people. Yeah. So racism, real easy to regurgitate. You know, I think someone once told me, like, that Tommy Lahren writes her own stuff. I'm like, yeah, no effing, like, S word, all the swear words I can. Like, you know how easy it is? I mean, first of all, I don't know where you would come up with that stuff. I don't know what, like, you know, sort of like in a racist id you would have to do, but it's very easy to write like a 13-year-old like racist YouTube rants. You know what I mean? Like in the comments section. They write themselves, you know? But yeah, and this is why it's harder. This is why you got to support this show. This is why you have to, you know, these slow burns, the slow growth. You got to consume a lot of different media, and encourage all your Trumpers out there and your, you know, to also like start to expand. Don't just do Newsmax. Do a little bit of OAN. I don't know.
No, that's not helping. Well, maybe, I don't know. Or, oh my God, you know where I went really fast? I went to the Epoch Times website.
Oh God, don't.
It's crazy. It's so crazy. Oh my God. But anyway, sorry, I shouldn't speak badly. Is it like
how many banners did you have to click out of? Were you like close?
Banners. It's more professional looking than OAN or Newsmax. I'll give them that.